It's Week 12 of the National Football League, and we'll see Tony Pollard. He's the owner of the third most rushing touchdowns league-wide. It's the Antlers and the Redwoods, next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the South American country of Argentina and its capital city, Buenos Aires. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Buenos Aires club as they enter play here. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for the visitors from Sacramento, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality.
The final playoff push is on. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason he couldn't take the win last time. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version this week whenever they're in the end zone. Just about every quarterback trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. Love. And his throw here is incomplete. That time trying to find Gerald Everett. And that'll bring up second down. When you look at this defense, and they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's Love. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at the 15. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, it's the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Play action. It's Herbert. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Quick slant to Brown. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Over the middle and complete to Addison. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Jordan Addison, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Antlers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. The last series form a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. Now here's another carry for Harris. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive 1st down plays. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They just do get the play off. Love going to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. When you look at this defense, and they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
And Joseph Charlton on now to punt. The Antlers offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And as we check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into the weekend, see a familiar name there near the top of the leaderboard, currently 2nd in that category. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that they spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Takes it to about the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Here's Herbert. Slant route, and he's got Addison. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up second down. In motion left comes Brown. From the 50, here's Herbert. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Pollard will take it up the gut. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 7. In motion left goes a tight end. Herbert just beat the play clock. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Back to throw here, Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They'll run with Pollard. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. An injury stoppage here, and that's Marquise Brown, who appears to be shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Herbert now. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Justin Herbert taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Antlers go up by 2 touchdowns. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Love looking to throw it. That is caught. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half. That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
A quick throw out to Lockett. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Instead of a 3rd and 4, now they have to manage a 3rd and 9 after the delay of game. Working out of the gun. Love. Escapes the sack. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And here's Joseph Charlton now as he's on here to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Agnew now to return. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. In motion goes the tight end. Out of the gun, a give to Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
some of the most unselfish players on any football team? Defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Harris running straight ahead. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And Love is going to slide down and pick up the 1st. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Now Love. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Throwing. Love. Steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. The 3rd down conversion successful. A gain of 11.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things different.
The ball comes out, and that is going to skip out of bounds, so a break there for sure. They'll hold on to the possession at the 5-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose, and is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Love now. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Jordan Love in the final seconds of the first half. And the Redwoods are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. We're accustomed to seeing strong quarterback play. We got that in the first half from Justin Herbert. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Antlers offense and running back Tony Pollard set to go back to work. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 64 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Going to run again here with Pollard. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Now, during that run, an injury here We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Herbert. He finds his man, Pollard. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Pollard diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. He finds Douglas complete.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
But we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit. But how about guys who are maulers? Because that's who you want in short yardage situations. And we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And while the guys with the ball are having a whole lot of fun keeping it on the ground, the guys on the opposite side, they are having zero fun. They've been getting pushed around the entire game and haven't found an answer yet to slow down the running game.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 80 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
To throw now, here's Love. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He hits his target, Lockett. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Love. They'll find Everett there, complete. Now, the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. Here's 3rd and 10. Here's Love. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is indeed good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Here's Herbert. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
guy, what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one, because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a 1st down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now a give here to Pollard. 89 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. Marcus Jones there for the tackle.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Over the middle here to Brown. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Now here's Pollard, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 15 of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Antlers extend their lead, and they are about to get to a 9-2 record. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Throwing to start the drive. Love setting up the screen. Harris. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. 2nd down and 4. Douglas, the man in motion. Love looking to throw it. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. Little short pass. This is Everett. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. Get a big lead defensively. Willing. And the ball comes out. But it looks like one of the DBs. You can't make any kind of mistakes, but it's not what we saw. And then down this big in the 4th quarter. Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to success in this one. When he's in this type of a group, his offensive linemen are creating run lanes for him. He can really put on a show, and he's done it. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. He'll get it across midfield down to the 49. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Pollard again. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. And there was absolutely 0 pressure on the quarterback. And he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup. They'll run. Here's Pollard. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. Another first. And he'll get inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The tackle by Cole Holcomb. Now a 2nd and 6. They'll run with Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd coming up. Run for Pollard. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Call it a gain of 3. Up 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a good record for them.
And he returns this 22. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Love. It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. No gain on the play. And it brings up 35 now. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that flag accepted. Delay of game penalty. Ships them back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Love. And he goes down hard, flat on his back. Miles Murphy in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. He lets it fly for Lockett. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
The Buenos Aires offense back out now. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 25 yards that time.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. defense. Got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being...
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Here's Pollard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
In motion right is Addison.
Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Jamal Agnew
From 10 yards out.
and the Antlers are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Well, when coaches come into a game teaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Here's Sacramento's offense once more.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He gets it complete to Harris. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Now Love.
Looking for Tony on the out route, and he's got him.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Love now.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Zaven Collins, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down.
On play action. Love to throw.
That is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that's up a 1st and goal.
Throwing. Love. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Working out of the gun. Love.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. Again, it's Love. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at the 1-yard line.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Buenos Aires,
they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.